6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above.
So this is editing Rye, and I am editing this vlog, and my intro is gone. Like, I don't know what happened to it. So there is no fancy dancy intro to this video vlog. But so I'll do it now, which is kind of weird because this is the next day. But so welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Rye, and this is Rye's Reading Corner.
Sit and do nothing. I wish we were bold to just fly away. I don't wanna care. Just be here and I'm good alone. I'll be okay, miss you like an old friend. Too scared now, thinking I should call up. I'm not. I think it's hard how we always wait.
Hi loves, checking in. It's almost 2 o'clock. I'm gonna try to make this quick. Wow, my hair's crazy because it's so hot, and obviously I had to turn my air off to record this. So we had a great time at the zoo. Here are some pictures of us at the zoo. We had a lot of fun. Our reservation was first thing in the morning, so there was literally like no one there, so that was really nice. Then we went to my parents' house and we ended up going to a lunch. We went to Panera Bread, and that was fun. And now he is passed out with his little giraffe that he got from the zoo. So I went to Starbucks, which you saw. I am reading Poet X. I don't have enough early to say anything about it yet because I haven't really read today. I'm just on page 18. So we're just getting introduced to our character, who I don't want to butcher her name, but she's kind of just going just gives a little background of what her life is like. So I'm going to read right now. This shouldn't be a quick read because it's all in verse, which I like verse. And one thing I just love about her writing, Elizabeth Acevedo's writing, is just her words, her play with words, and being an English major, and you know, that's something that I just really respect and admire and love to look and analyze. I just love her use of language in her books. So I'm gonna dive into this, and I'll tell you when I actually have something more to tell you about this, but I'll check in a little bit.
Right there on top of the moon, we could sit and do nothing. I wish we were bold to just fly away. I don't wanna care. Just be here and I'm good alone. I'll be okay, miss you like an old friend.
Hi loves. So I apologize for the messy dresser, but I'm just gonna sit on my bed. So I just had to take a shower because after nap, Grace wanted to go outside, and it is so abnormally hot where I live this summer. It's literally been awful. So I was like so disgusting. I had to take a shower, so I just got out, so that's why my hair is wet. But I did want to fill you in for the Poet X. Again, I'm reading this for the prompt with a book that starts with the, and I'm flying through it. I'm on page 226. I'm, again, loving it so far. I love Elizabeth Acevedo's writing. So the story, as I was kind of saying before, our main character, I know she goes over how to pronounce her name, but I feel like I'm going to butcher it. But, so she lives with her mommy, her papi, her twin brother, and they live in the city of New York. I think it's Harlem, maybe, I think it is. Her brother goes to a science based school. He's super smart. He skipped a grade. She goes to just one of the general city schools, and she has grown up in a very conservative household. Her mother is very religious and has some really strict rules, and she doesn't necessarily treat her kids always the best at times, and she's starting to question this, you know, her upbringing and why is it this way, and that she doesn't necessarily believe what her parents believe and think that it's right the way she's doing it. And she's kind of going through that process of trying to see things for herself as kind of, you know, that coming of age of realizing that, you know, you don't, you know, your beliefs and what you want in life, it doesn't always necessarily match up with what your parents want in life. She's treated, you know, she's not allowed to have seen with boys, kissing boys, you know, and she gets the attraction from the boys because she's described as being a very pretty girl, and you know, she is a 16-year-old girl. Like, she finds men attractive, and she is pretty much put down and almost is abused for having that interest in boys. She, for her outlet, is writing and through poetry, and she's really getting hooked on through slam poetry through her English teacher at school. And she's reluctant to join this club because it's the same night as her class that she has to take at the church, and she's afraid of what her mom would say. So it's kind of where we're at, and just the up and downs of her life and the things that she goes through, and it's really moving. It's really touching. I feel awful for her, some of the things that she has to endure just growing up, and yeah, it's just a great book. It's a fast read because it is in verse poetry, and so yes, I'm going to continue reading. We brought a projector and we're going to watch a movie outside tonight for Grayson. I think he's really excited about it, and we'll do something for dinner. I don't really know what we're going to do. It's so hot. I don't feel like cooking. Surprise, surprise. I hate cooking, if you haven't caught on about that yet. And yes, I'm gonna go relax. I'm gonna eventually let my hair dry and just relax in the AC because it's so hot outside. But I'll check in a little bit. So I'm gonna do this check-in laying down because I don't feel like getting up, but I'm super comfortable. But I just finished my 6th book. Sorry, my dog's barking. The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I loved it. You feel all the emotions that these characters are going through in this book, and it's just it just gets me. And again, another like emotional read, like Loveless was kind of. So this I will give 5 out of 5 stars. I think the part that I liked about this is that after, and this kind of is a spoiler, but they do seek counseling towards the end of this book because their family dynamic is really broken. So I like when books don't stay away from counseling as being like a bad thing, and I'm a huge advocate for counseling, and that it's not a bad thing. I think everybody can benefit from counseling, just talking to someone, and I like that they do seek that to try and fix this broken family, because it really is broken, and that's sad, but and it's seen, you know, that it is working for them and that their family, and she acknowledges that, you know, her and her mom may never be best friends. They're not gonna, my dog's making appearance, you know, be painting each other's nails or maybe prom dress shopping, but they are trying to establish a relationship. So I like that part of the book, and I like that component. But overall, I think it was a really good book. And now that's my 6th book done. And this was for a book that started with for the prompt. And this was something switched from my original TBR. I don't even know why I didn't think of this when I originally made my TBR. That's part of the problem of having so many books. So I have one more book to read to get 7 books done. And that is my movie to adaptation that I have seen the movie but haven't read the book. This is probably the least one I've excited for. That's why I've been putting it off. So I have the Dexter book and I have the Silver Lining Playbook book. I do not know which one I want to read. I keep going back and forth. Like, I kind of want something different than like a hard-hitting book. So I've read a lot of hard-hitting books and contemporary type books. So that's kind of where I'm going more towards Dexter. But I don't really know if I'm in the mood for all gore and horror and things like that. So I kind of want to go with the Silver Lining Playbook. So what I think I'm going to do is I have already read chapter 1 of the Dexter book. And I think I'm going to read another chapter. I'm going to read the first chapter of the Silver Lining Playbook. And I'm going to go from there and see which one I want to do. We are getting pizza tonight, and then we're going to do the movie. And then also, Jada Reads is doing a 24-hour readathon, and I'm participating in that because she's awesome. I'll link her channel below if you haven't seen that yet, which I'm really excited to be participating in. And I'm going to push through and get this book done. And then if I could even go over 7, I would be pretty impressed with myself. So I will check in later once I've decided which book I'm going to read after I read the first chapter of the Silver Lining Playbook to go for my last prompt for the reading rush. So I haven't even finished reading chapter 1 yet of the Silver Lining Playbook because I ended up reading both first chapters, or that was my intent to pick. I wanted to read Dexter, the Silver Linings Playbook for my last TBR, and I am going with the Silver Linings Playbook. I am already hooked and I am liking it. So I'll be reading this for the last prompt of the reading rush. And I'm going to read some more, and then we're doing like a movie night outside, and then I will probably close this vlog off because kind of a busy night, and I don't think I'm going to do much more reading, but I'll keep you updated.
Right there on top of the moon, we could sit and do nothing. I wish we were bold to just fly
So I'm gonna do my
away.
final check-in for the day out in my living room, and I'm gonna do it now because my husband's sleeping. It's a little after midnight, and ooh. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. So I've read quite a bit of the Silver Lining Playbook, and I'm on page 168. So far, I am liking it. It's quite different than the movie. So if you're not familiar, our main character, Pat, has been at a mental institution, and he is coming back home trying to readjust to a life. And he struggles. It's something had happened with his wife, Nikki. Now, I know what happened in the movie, but I don't know. They haven't really come out and talked about it in the book yet, so I don't really want to say anything. So he's trying to navigate through life, and he's realized that he has a memory gap. So he thought he was only in there for a couple months, but in reality he was in there for I think they said 4 years. I think he was in there. So he missed quite a bit of time, and he doesn't remember really things during that time. They just call it he calls it his bad place, or doesn't want to go to the bad place where he was in his bad place. So he's trying to, navigate through that. Also navigate through the family dynamics, which are tricky. His dad is pretty, self-isolating to him, drinks a lot, doesn't really communicate with him. And his mom is trying to, stop this treatment of the dad of just doing everything for him, and then the dad not doing anything in return. And so it's a really interesting family dynamic that he's trying to break through. So this is, like I said, very different. I'm more than halfway. I think the book only has just shy of 300 pages, so I'm definitely halfway through the book. And it's just kind of going, I don't know, it's kind of boring, I think, at parts, just because, again, I'm comparing it to the movie, which obviously they couldn't drag it out like they do in the book because it makes for a really, really long, kind of boring movie. But it is quite different. In the book, definitely his mental health and his stability is a lot more severe than it was in the movie. In the book, at this point, he still thinks that him and Nikki are going to get together, that Nikki's waiting for him, that he's doing all these things. But in the movie, he has those feelings when he gets out, but it's not to the point of it is in this book. So it's definitely much more severe in the book than it is in the movie. But I am, like I said, I am enjoying it. And it is a pretty quick read. The chapters are quick, so it goes by really fast. So that is the end of day 5 of the reading rush, which I can't believe. So I finished my 7th book again. So it was The Poet X. Gave that 5 stars today. Check. Really happy with that book. I'm really excited. I am working on my last book, which again is the Silver Lining Playbook. So I have read a total of 526 pages today, which seems like a lot more than it really was, because yeah, it's a big number, but The Poet X was told in verse, and so there were some pages that had a haiku written on it, so it had 7 words in it. So yes, it's a lot, but an actual physical reading, it's not that bad. So yeah, but that's still a lot, and I don't have a grand total for you because I still haven't calculated that, so failing on that part. And yeah, so I don't know, I feel like this vlog was kind of not as eventful as some of my other vlogs, but it just was kind of one of those days. So if you are new to my channel and you would like to take this journey with me, if you would hit that subscribe button, that'd be awesome. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you would never like to miss a post on here that I make, click the little bell button. I also leave all my social media down below if you want to be friends on anything else. And yeah, so stay kind, love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright above.